almost. It's Thursday night at 6:30, so it's class time. We couldn't wait till 7 o'clock, so we're starting now. Hi, everybody. For those who come in later, we're not going to repeat anything because this will be recorded and you will get a copy for later if you just can't stand not having another class. So we're going to talk tonight about pan pastels. And I have a setup here, and my lovely friend is going, Catherine, is going to pan over and show you my setup. So here I have a bunch. I can't call it a set because they're sold individually of pan pastels. I have 28, and we can talk about the individual colors later. Then this is my regular set of soft pastels, pencils. Now, these are the applicators for the pan pastels. Since they're pure powder, you can't use your fingers. So they have these lovely little different shaped applicators, and you can see them there. And for bigger spaces, they have all these wonderful shaped rubbery applicators, and they can be dirty. You just wipe them off and use them again. But of course, for you, I bought some brand new ones, and they come in all different shapes. And even these tiny baby ones. And you will see them in the video. These are the colors I've been working with, and there are the sticks I've been working with. And Catherine will pan down. This is the reference photo for my demonstration, even though normally pan pastels use a looser subject, but I just love this photo. Look at the purples and the blues and the greens and the oranges, etc. So anyhow, we're going to look at a video that I pre-recorded of demonstrating using those that photo as a reference, except I forgot to bring the photo. So I was working on 3 different papers doing a demonstration without a reference, which is, of course, that's art. So, Catherine, roll. So we're going to watch starting in minute 2:25. Here we go.
All right, and just so everyone knows, you are on mute, but we'll have times where you can unmute to ask questions. We just do that so you don't get distracted.
Wait. Before we start, are there any questions? Raise your hand. I don't see any hands.
Or unmute.
Okay.
All right. All right, and now I am sharing my screen with you. So
I see what y'all do. Cool.
We can pull up the video. All right. Okay.
Start. Today we're going to do a little floral, but somehow my reference photo didn't make it, which is a shame because it was full of wonderful colors. So I am going to improvise on what colors I'm going to use. And since the colors are semi-transparent, don't want to use black on top, and you don't want to use white on top because they just kill the colors. So I am going to do I have a kind of a curved dark background, and I'm going to take this dark blue and this dark purple, and I'm just going to put them on the Now to save time, I've pre-drawn in the flowers that I wanted to have in the picture. I did change the composition a little bit because the shape of my reference photo is different than shape of the paper. We'll go figure that out later. So there, I've got the blue and the purple on the white,
Okay.
on the gray.
Makes a difference.
But of course, gray doesn't have anything except darkness for itself. Now let's see what happens when we go on black.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of like
Oh yeah.
whereas before it looks so dark. It was so vibrant. The reason I had chosen this reference photo is because it's just a bunch of wildflowers with reds and yellows and greens and blues and purples. And you know how I hate purple, so now let's take some of this dark blue. Green. See how that works. Dark blue, green. I don't remember what I'm doing here. They don't go very well over each other. So a lot of pan pastel people will use the pan pastels as an underpainting and then go over it with regular pastels. I probably am going to have to do that too. Okay, I stopped at this point because for the next 10 minutes or so, I'm doing the same thing over and over and over. So you didn't need to see me put the same color on anyway. So at this point, any questions? I can't hear anybody. No, no questions? Okay, go up to 15. I'm really surprised you all generally have plenty to say. So that's what it looks like at 4 minutes and 50 seconds. And at 15 minutes, it looks like this.
Oh, cool.
See, it's the same color. I'm adding that little bit of red, which at this angle you can't really see. Yeah, same color in the 3 places. You see how the color of the paper affects it. Okay, let's now change. I was very kind to you all, and I used actually new covers for these applicators. And I really like this one for, see if it'll work. Well, it's not going to work too well over the dark. Well, my trimmer's not doing too well today,
I
so
like that.
just trying to work with something a little bit.
I didn't know you could do. Oh, okay, that's how you do that. You let the paper do your thing.
On your hand. I'm gonna put 2 greens on, see how that works. Oops, we got the wrong color in there.
Cool.
Let's try that again. Let's start with this green. That's interesting. So you know, you don't have the color you want, you make it. You may have a problem here. I'm trying to make something good out of this. But there is a way to make it work, and we'll do that later. Right now, we have some orangey flowers. Watching that, I feel like I'm
Did
watching
it?
colors. They seem to go on with the same touch. It has some yellow in the center. Some yellow in the center of that. And now, see a little bit darker accent. So we've got some oranges and some reds. I'm trying to remember what color those flowers actually were. How about that for a size?
Let's see it again.
Oh, I see what she's doing.
Linda, could you show us the reference photo again, please?
One lady. When we stop this, I will. Working with pastels on YouTube. And she is. Remember, I'm painting without the reference. Friend of mine musical Diddy Dots. She spent, I swear, half her time making sky holes in the trees. Okay, that looks pretty hideous right now. Let's see what we can do to make it better. So, figure out which way we want to go. This is why they give you a bunch of these blue ones.
That right there.
So here I'm doing the negative space around the flower. I think I should have done a seascape. Would have been a lot easier. But I wanted to show you 3 different papers.
It looks like you're doing a Rorschach.
I really liked this little picture, although you can't tell why now. John, did you say that it looks like an ocean?
No, I said it looks like a Rorschach.
That's the psychologist in you. instead of putting white on top of a color that's too dark, which I would like to do anyhow, I'm finding a color that here I'm using, it's kind of a thick green. Okay, I stopped at this point because it's just more of the same. Now, Catherine's going to show the reference. Okay. One thing to notice is that it's a different format. It's like 7 by 10 or 6.5 by 10, whereas the paintings are 8 by 10. So when you see the finished product, you'll see what I had to do and whether it was right or wrong, which is always part of the fun.
Yeah.
So, any questions now?
Thank you for showing that. Great.
Okay, Lynn. All right, now we're going to move on to, Catherine, come over here. Bring the Uzi. So the photographer didn't do it the other day, but these are nice soft blending tools, and you see I've got purple on it, this lovely purple. And you use a light touch. It doesn't take much to go on. And you saw me working with, well, these are the actual tools. You can see the colors still on them. I've got the blues and the purples and the greens. There must be some yellows somewhere. Pointy one, where's the pointy one? Pointy one, well, that got ruined. Anyhow, so this is what I used for the underpainting. And now let's go on to the next step. So I've just done more and more of the leaves, which if you've seen 17 leaves, you've seen them all. So let's go on to minute number 21, I think. You generally get to see 15 minutes at a time. Tonight you're being blessed, cursed, with 45 minutes. So you see how much has been done there. You can see better what's going on. And I've kind of pretty much eliminated this one flower. Let's see if I can get it off. So I'm scrubbing out. You actually can use an eraser. I didn't want to use an eraser on sanded paper. Of course, you know, you can go back in and get the same color again. Hard part is remembering what color is where. I don't think I mentioned at the beginning that I had pre-drawn in the outlines, but they kind of got lost on the white paper, but I could see them. So I'm using the same colors. Look how much more vibrant they are on this paper. Now I can go in a little later and add some detail You don't want just a flat, plain green leaf, but let's get it in. For some reason, there's a Lucy there. I happen to use all these little Lucy's. These little blending things. There we go. Okay, let's see what we can do. Just try a little darker green. Get a little accent in there. Okay, now, the orange flowers. Same color as before. This time I'm letting my tremor work.
Dude.
Okay, as I remember, centers were not in the middle, they were at the top of the flower. We were looking at it sideways.
Use it. Use it on my lap if you want it.
Well, your leg will hurt.
Well, it doesn't matter. You're on it. It's fine. It's that pan pastel stuff.
Oh, okay. Just hanging it
Well, she's doing three different, no, it's a flower. She's doing three different papers. She's got gray, white, and black. Looks
Right on the grays. And, okay, so that's the darker part. Right. I'm gonna put some red in here. Give it a little life. Go back in. And work around it. My guidelines are showing through here, so I'm gonna have to kind of work a little harder here. There we go. Over there. All red. Oops, wrong place. That's fun. Okay. That looks awful. That looks, okay. Let's see what happens on the grapefruit. First, we'll put in some colors here. Put in the orange. I kind of messed up my yellow here. Get it back. These are fairly forgiving, these sponges. Okay, now, let's see what we did. How did we get those leaves? So we use this and this. You can't even see what I'm doing here. So I'm gonna have to put in the dark. Okay, dark, where are you? Put in some dark so you can see what's going on. Why is it so dark? Well, evidently, there are other things going on here that, since I don't have the reference photo, I've kind of left out, but that's what a painting is, isn't it? It's your interpretation today of what you see today. So we're just going to pretend that that's what I wanted all along. I want that one dark. See, I finally wised up using the bigger sponge instead of those little. It's so funny when I watch someone else do a demo. They'll say, well, I'm working on this part right now, and then they go off and work on something else. I do the same thing all the time. One of the things I liked about the photograph was that the background was not all one color. It had greens and blues and purples and red violets and all kinds of nice things going on. And I'm trying to remember them, but I'm not doing as good a job as I could. Normally I would have paper towels over here to clean off my sponges, but I forgot to bring them over. So I'm just using the newspaper. Those of you who've been in the class know what that sound was. Okay, so we've got this, and we've got this, and we've got this. I'm not even going to finish this one. This one will need a lot of work with regular pastels, I think, to make it interesting. This one will need much less work with regular pastels to make it interesting. So I have, how much more time? About 15 minutes?
No, you've got 30.
30 minutes? Okay. So I am going to just concentrate. Sure. I am just going to concentrate on this one because this is the one I like. And I may get it to look like the reference photo, I may not, but that's irrelevant because I'm going to make a painting, not a photograph. You'll get to see at the end what I'm doing here, but you can't really see it now. I think I've learned in the future, I'm gonna do all bright colors first. Too bright. Purple in there. I'm trying to fill in all my negative space here. These are the same flowers as in the bottom right. So let's see if I can do some damage there. There's supposed to be 2 flowers up there. I'll see if I can make them into 2. Gotta get some dark in there. Dark enough. Okay, I'm going to do something I always tell you all to do and haven't done yet. That's get up more fast. Well, considering I have no reference, I like the leaves on the black one. Leaves on the gray can use some work, but they're not too bad. The white one is hopeless. Okay, let's continue on. I won't be able to finish this all today. I can work on it myself later. Or if we ever have another class, I can work on it in class. I think I'm going to need, I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try a pastel pencil to get it. Some stems. You can hear the sanded paper. You see how you can work very easily from one to the other. Do some cleanup. But I don't want to get into that too soon because this is supposed to be about pan pastel. So now let's take our nice pointy big one and then see what kind of green damage we can do here. Oh, would you believe that? I went right through the thing. No wonder it's breathing. Don't work upside down there for a while. So that's the problem with working on sanded paper with these things is that it eats them away. blending is a little bit harder, but it can be done. I think you've seen me do more negative painting than positive painting in this demo. Just like with the regular pastels, and building and building and building. Now, I haven't yet touched my grays or my black or my white. Aren't you proud of me? But I may at some point do that. We'll see. It was very dark down in this corner. So I think I'll try. I'm going to take this place, which is clean, put some gray on it, see how the gray works. Doesn't do much. You have to go black. Just a little bit black. See how very intense that is? So you can still see the color under. I would use this only in very limited ways. Since I wore out this tip.
One more minute.
So that's about the end of the demo, because that's all the time we had for that. So I worked on them afterwards, and I know I said I would not work on the white one because I hated it, and I did. But you know, every painting goes through a bad spot. So let me show you, or let Catherine show you the white at the end of the demo. She's very clever. She can do this stuff. So the white at the end of the demo looks like this. Good. And after I manipulated it with hand pastels and regular sticks, it looks like this. It's still not beautiful, but it's sure a lot better than before. We'll put this down there. So any comments?
And you guys are all muted, so so remember in your bottom corner, you can unmute yourself.
So this is still on the white paper?
It's still on the white paper, but you can see I've done a little bit more with it. I don't think it's beautiful, but it's a lot better.
So, Linda, are there any things that you like about having worked on that white? Is there any part of that? Was there any advantage to it at all, or would you always stay away from a white paper doing a subject like you've chosen? What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I think I chose the wrong subject, which we'll go into later. One good thing about using the white is, like for anything else, is as an underpainting, when you want to use more than one color for your underpainting. In other words, you want to make an orange underpainting for your sky and a red underpainting for your grass, that kind of thing. If you want to make a purple underpainting for a blue sky, and purple underpainting for your green grass, and things like that. Then, like with the soft pastels, the pan pastels will work. And you could even use the alcohol over it if you wanted, or spray over it. There is one good thing on the white paper that I did not show you on this, but I will show you later, is that you can erase. So you can get down almost all the way to your white paper. So that's kind of interesting. I'll show you later how I was able to get some highlights in the space by just erasing out the colors that were there before. So it's a matter of taste. I'm just not a big fan of white, but I have several sheets of white canson paper in my pants, so you know I'm not going to throw them away.
Well, thank you for trying that for us, because I don't think I saw in classes I've taken with you anybody work on white, so this is really useful. Thank you, Linda.
Okay, now let me show you what it looked like on the black. Oh, Catherine.
Sorry.
No, she can do it. She's going to show you black. So that's the black about a minute or two after we stopped. Okay? Now, that's what it looks like. And that is almost all pan pastels. So you can see what the difference is, even the flowers, how much brighter they are. Everything is more vibrant. But this is the Light in Touch, which is a really nice sanding paper. So I really like it. It's not rough. It did eat away. You saw at the stick at the little brushes, but other than that, it was nice to work with. And I kind of like this picture. I will put them up and show you the difference. Just a minute, we're going to come back to here. So these are the three of them at this point. I want to show you what they look like matted. Looks nice, doesn't it? This doesn't look quite as bad. And the gray one, if we ever have another class, I will work on there if the class wants. Would any of you like to work with pan pastels? Now, I know, Larry, you have done it. Would you do it again? Nobody's talking.
Yeah, well, yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, did you learn anything from my?
Yeah, the papers, yeah, I like that. Because the one I did, I just said, well, I'll try anything once. It turned out pretty well, I think.
Okay, all right, now I am going to show you the kind of work that you should be doing with pan pastels. So after I was working here, I realized that I really didn't like the subject matter for pan pastels. So I got myself, well, this is almost finished now. Catherine, can we go back and show what it looked like when I just worked with pan pastels?
Yes.
Okay.
Linda, are you using what kind of paper are you using?
This is the Canson, plain Canson,
For all the demo ones, those?
except the black. That was a Canson My Tint, Touch, which is a sanded paper.
I mean, do you think that's part of the difference why that one had so much pop?
Because it was black and because it was sanded.
Sanded, yeah.
Okay, so this is pure pan pastels. Now you see the white in the clouds? That was, I was able to get that by putting in the color and then taking a plain old eraser and erasing out the white. You see the little thin parts of white, there was no way I could have saved that. And you can't paint white over anything with the pan pastels. So this is pure pan pastels. Now show the one, the difference is, well, here we are now. Okay, so I did a little more erasing and it's almost finished, but you know you're never finished. So now I'm working on it live. So we're going to have a live demo here if we have time, and we do have plenty of time.
Linda, I missed what you said about the color that you can't put the white. You have to go light to dark with the pan pastel. I think you said it earlier and I missed it.
Yeah, you can go light over dark, but it'll just lightly change. It won't do as much as it would with the regular soft pastels. Okay, so here I've come in with my regular soft pastels, and I thought I was finished or almost finished, and I looked and I said, oh my gosh, I forgot the roof. And then when I look how pale this is compared to this. Now I made the sin of working from a published calendar photo. You know, I never do that, but for this demo, I did. Now I'm going to see if I can use one of my pan pastels. That's a nice color. And see if we can darken this sufficiently. They have, I'm not sure how many colors in their spectrum, but I've seen as many as 80 on a demo, and I am not going to buy 80. So I have kind of one of this and one of that and two of the other. So now I am going to try to hold this out. See how nicely this is coming out? I don't know if I could have done this with the sticks as easily. Now the lighthouse is plain white, except for the little bits of color I put in here and there. Okay. Now, sorry to use a pencil, but it's the quickest and easiest. By the way, sorry for the tremor. I won't know till July if I can get this, the procedure I want, or any procedure. So we're just gonna have to live with it a little bit longer. This is the lighter color I'm trying to blend it with. Since this was a published picture, I can't use this painting for anything except what we're doing. So we'll just have to live with it. Now the red on the lighthouse, I mean on the roof, is lighter on the right side, closer to the sun. So trying to find a color I want to use to soften. Okay, we'll just use the yellow. It's thundering, folks. This is why I like regular sticks. See how I can go over with this lighter color? Can you see that? Does it come up through the computer? No answer. Everybody's asleep.
And I'm gonna see if I can get closer to your drawing by coming around the other side.
Okay.
Right. There we go.
Okay. Well, she got closer and now I'm finished. You know, if you work on anything long enough, you can really mess it up. I really have to stop before I get to the worst point. Here too. Anything else you see I should be doing? So this is where I like the pencils. Coming in for the details at the end. like this color. Can you tell I added a little bit of bright white, yellow actually, up there to make the waves. And yes, I am using a white pencil here. Just a little bit here and there. I'm just going to outline this. Make this edge sharper. Okay. As my mother used, oh, no, there's more I want to do. And this I am going to do with the light over dark. So we said that it's hard to do light over dark with the pan pastels. But when I look at this, and I look at this, see, this is too dark. So I am going to get a pale color. And I could choose between this and this. I'm going to go with this. And I'm going to swipe in so I don't get a rough edge on the inside. It's looking pretty good. Some more. So it is hard to do light over dark. But we're not changing color, we're changing value ever so slightly. Now I have to be careful here. Don't want to get any of the darks in there. Okay, folks. Give it one more swipe. By the way, I find these leave dust more than regular sticks do. They don't talk about that. Skies are wonderful. I may spend the rest of my life doing skies. Okay, comments? No comments.
I like it. I'm sorry that it's from a calendar page.
Well,
Boo-hoo.
I do have a lighthouse I did once, I photographed once years ago. If I can dig it up, I will do some more. Or if anybody has a lighthouse photograph that they took that they would like to share, I'd love to see it.
And those clouds are, I've been just kind of working on clouds with other media, and it's like, oh, pastels is how you need to do clouds. Absolutely. Yes.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yes, and the more layers you do with clouds, the better. I have one cloud painting on my desktop, And it's on my desktop because the minute it got into a gallery, it sold, which is not usual with my work, but the clouds were just yummy clouds. And I was able to get some, some of that yumminess. And of course, to me, the more colors in there, the better.
And always purple. We know there will be purple in that cloud. Right? Yes.
Did I tell you about that lady who's got a bumper sticker that says, "Everything purple is mine and the rest can be dyed"? Okay, well, it's been less than an hour and a half, and we have more time if anyone wants to talk about anything.
Hey, Linda, the pan pastels,
Yes.
is it, I guess I just need to see it in person to see the texture, but I mean, is that something you would do as an underpainting under sticks?
Yes.
And you would secure it with the, or not secure it, but would you put the, to fix it? Why am I spacing on, like the alcohol?
You don't need to. Just like with regular sticks, as long as you frame it properly. Now, I will show you. These are the pan pastels. Get a little closer. No, not that close. Okay. And it's pure powder. So you do have to be careful how you apply it. But you have to be careful how you apply everything. So it's just learning a new technique. You do need the applicators. You can't scrimp on that. You do have to have the proper equipment with them. It's not a cheap medium to start into because they're like $5.58 color. And most colors come in, they call it a tint, a shade, and straight color. In other words, without white added, with black added, and with nothing added. And I have 28 sticks, not sticks, pans. And so far, it's enough for me. I had fewer, and I found I needed more. I did buy white, and I did buy gray, and I did buy black. And you saw today that I did use some of the black. I haven't used the white yet because, as with regular soft pastels, white is chalky. So it doesn't add any life to a color. If you want to lighten a color, you use a tan, a yellow, a pink, even a light green or a light blue, and that will lighten your color with life and not just make it lighter. Okay? Questions? So, we don't know if there's going to be a summer session yet. Decision will be made one of these days.
Towards the end of June.
Toward the end of June. Okay, so today is the 11th, so we got a couple of weeks. And we will find out then. Summer classes start the second week, I think, of July, and go through all of August. And the September classes start second week. It's like the 15th, 16th, 17th, and go through the middle of November, which is, it's an early Thanksgiving, so it's a week before Thanksgiving that the classes end, if you're interested. Please, comments. I miss you all. I haven't seen anybody in so long.
I miss you guys too. I hope you and Larry are doing well.
Yeah.
It'll be nice to see you again.
We'll see you. Did I tell you about my procedure?
Can I ask, are these easier to blend than the sticks?
Not really.
Okay.
To put one over, but I don't know. These are new enough to me that I don't feel fully comfortable with them. Although actually I was able to jump in pretty well. So I would say if you have a light touch, this is as easy to use as the regular sticks, but it's a bigger price to start. So if you're learning pastels, I would not start with paints.
Okay. Thanks.
You know, if you're accomplished and you feel comfortable, how do you feel about that, Larry? Larry?
Yeah, let me unmute. Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I've only done it once or twice. You know, I got a portrait set. I want to try a portrait with it, but you got to have the light touch, and the more layers you put on, the more, you know, it's really nice. I like them.
Okay.
I really do.
I didn't feel that you could really put a lot of layers on.
But yeah, it depends. I guess it depends on your colors.
Yeah. And of course you would work like watercolors. You'd work light to dark. So,
Right.
but you can, as you saw me do with the leaves, that you can put a lighter color over the darker color. But like I was using it like a beige. In one part I was using green, another part I was using like a warm beige to cover a green to lighten it. So it just, it's experimenting, just like all fun. I mean, if there was a go to, like, you know, paint by the numbers, it wouldn't be as much fun.
Right.
And of course, each of you will find your own voice. You'll do it your own way. You're not going to do it. Nobody in the class paints like Linda. Thank you. So you all have your own touch, your own way of working. And that's the fun, you know, is to see how you approach and look at everything.
What kind of thing would you recommend? Like what, I mean, in terms of with the pan pastels? I mean, do you feel like it would be better for, like you said, oh, you thought that picture was better than the flower painting to use the pan pastels for?
If you go on YouTube and you look for pan pastel demos, and there are plenty of them, and there's the Monet Cafe, which is one woman pastels. I don't know if they're just pans, but there are plenty of pastels. But most of them are a looser subject. It's not tight. You saw how much time it took me to do every little thing on that painting, whereas this one probably took less than an hour complete. Of course, with the flowers, I was doing 3 at the same time, so no way to know how long any of them took. But this is a lot easier, working with bigger spaces, and you don't have to use those silly little blending tools. So, Lynn, sounds like you're ready to get into it.
Yeah. You're talking to me. Last thing I need is more art supplies. I need to use. I need to use what you have. I need not acquire one more thing. Yes, not one more thing. This has been, but they do look really tempting. Maybe just one little. If you could get one color, I guess it would be purple. Just one. It seems like one pan pastel color might be okay.
Well, nah. Isn't
Well,
worth.
what's the minimum then? Actually, if you were gonna play, how few could you get and actually experiment with pan pastels?
They have a basic set. If you go on Blick,
Okay.
Well, actually, each color comes in 3, I told you, 3 values, a light value, a middle value, and a dark value. They call it tint, and shade. The light is tint, the dark is shade. So you've got two values of every color. I went with the dark values of a lot of them. And I don't know if it was right or wrong, but that's what I did. If you went with the middle value, and actually you got a warm red and a cool red, a warm yellow and a cool yellow, and a warm blue and a cool blue, and then a white, a gray, and a black. You can mix everything in the world. That's what they say.
And when I first started, they said, well, don't spend all the money on the applicators. You can use a makeup applicator. Don't do that.
No,
I mean, get the real stuff. Yeah, the makeup things don't work very well.
no,
Yeah, you're cheating yourself. You know, spend the money and get the applicator. Plaza Art has those.
the applicators,
They come in packages of so many.
see, this one came 2 of this and 2 of this and bunch of these, the little ones.
You get a whole packet of those that go in the little
Yeah.
tools and everything. You get 4 or 5 of those.
And then these are extra heads for the cover.
Yeah.
For the,
Yeah, that's how they come in. Yeah.
so anyhow, I will bring them to class next session. And if anyone wants to play with them, to think about buying, they can play with them. It's a one-time offer.
Thank you. That's a very nice offer. Great.
Well, you know, I share most of my colors, except the ones I'm working with. Oh, also, Catherine is making a, what do you call it, video, a copy of this session. So I will let you all know, and if you are interested in it, I will send you the link to download. I'm not going to send it out unless you ask for it, but if you want it, I will send it to you, okay? And we've been an hour and a half, which is less time than I thought we would, but I think you've run out of questions, and I think I've run out of painting. So.
Linda, did you finish your portrait that you were working on during class?
Henry? Yeah.
Henry, let's see. I'll see if yes, I did finish it. I have not framed it yet because it's a 12 by 12. And I'm debating on whether I want to go with a custom 18 by 18 frame or not matted at all and just. Okay, now it's going to take me a minute to find him, but I will find him. Gee, I have this funny dog.
She did a dog portrait for me. Yes, lovely Chica. Oh, look at this. Can you believe we are looking at a picture of a painting over Zoom on her iPhone, and it's Henry.
Oh,
Yes.
cool. Way to go, Linda.
Wow.
So would this work for the
Lost it.
brochure?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, it's going to be in the brochure for the next session. Okay, because Catherine is the queen of the brochures.
Yay, Catherine.
Hey, Catherine. And thank you all. If you have no more.
Thank you.
Thank you, Linda.
This has been really fun. Thank you
See
so
you.
much.
Look forward to seeing you again.
Take care.
Everybody.
Say hi to Larry, Linda.
Yeah, y'all be good.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Miss y'all.
Bye.
Thank you.
Miss
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.